I worked at the Global Smile Foundation this summer. Global Smile Foundation is a medical mission group that runs 4 to 5 missions each year to various places around the world. Global Smile serves underserved cleft children and operates on them to help them get past these problems and not be social pariahs and things like that. Global Smile is an entirely volunteer organization with only one employee, and when they go on missions, they bring an entire multidisciplinary, comprehensive group of people. These people operate on the children and adults with clefts in these areas. They train the local staff, they conduct psychosocial and speech analysis on these kids, and they leave them much better off than they were before. I remember exactly being in the interview and talking to Colleen and the rest of the fellowship committee about why I wanted to work at Global Smile. I didn't really know about it beforehand, and then when I looked it up online, I saw that they were a cleft lip organization, and I knew that I wanted to help every single kid that didn't have a smile have one. And I thought that working with Global Smile and being a part of this organization would help me indirectly do that. I had never worked at a nonprofit before, and I was really interested in spending my summer doing something that would be impactful to those in need. Also, I knew that I would have a chance to make this video and give a presentation and even write a paper about my experiences, and I really wanted to be able to share with others what I learned and impart knowledge on them. At Global Smile Foundation, I had 3 main roles. First, I was in charge of managing all of their social media. I posted daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of their other social media sites to help create awareness for the organization and get more people to know about them. I also was in charge of creating a mission checklist. This would go with the Global Smile Foundation down to their missions and help them know what they're doing, when, how to arrange things, how to set everything up. Also, this would help them plan 4 to 5 missions at a time, which is always what's happening with the company. Third, I was in charge of creating grants for them. I had to go online, look up grants, find ways to get funding, write them, edit them, send them in. It was a very awesome process throughout. To go along with the 3 pieces of my job at Global Smile, I used 3 main strengths to cater exactly to those. First, I used my social media abilities that I've developed working with the Bentley Career Services office. I post daily for them and have learned different ways to craft a post to cater exactly to the audience. I also worked on my organizational skills with the checklist. I'm a very person who's really in charge of making sure everything's in the right order, and that definitely helped with creating such a massive checklist that had to include so many items. I also used my writing ability with grant writing. I love to write and organize sentences in the exact order so that they say just what you need to say. And when you only have one chance to tell someone else about an organization, that's exactly what you need to do. Global Smile Foundation helped me develop a lot of new skills, but one that I thought was really important was the ability to think outside the box and keep going when you get stuck. Global Smile presented me with a lot of problems and issues that felt too large for me to tackle, but I was able to keep going and think outside the box to try to solve these issues. One example was the grant writing. I didn't always think that grant writing was the best way to do things, and often struggled with why would we spend so much time writing a grant and working for it when the chances of us getting it weren't very high. I was often explained, too, that this would still create a relationship for Global Smile and maybe open a door for them and still help them in the future, even if we didn't receive funds. So this was definitely helped me learn how to think outside the box and persevere in tough situations. There are many memorable moments I had while working with Global Smile, but there was one clear, memorable moment that stood out. So I would post daily on Facebook to try to increase awareness and talk to other people about Global Smile. And one day, a mom commented on our picture and said, "I don't have a picture of my son from before his cleft surgery. You guys operated on him back in '98. Do you guys have a picture of any chance?" So me and the program director and the founder went looking through all these Polaroids looking for the picture of this kid because she didn't have any pictures of him with his cleft lip. And we ended up finding the picture, creating a before and after, posting it online, and the picture received the most likes that anything I had posted all summer. And it was just so amazing to see the mom post and say how grateful she was that we had this picture. During the fellowship, I learned a lot of things about myself, but the most important thing I learned about myself that I didn't really know beforehand was that I'm a person driven by passion. I learned that when you do a project, if you don't believe in it, it's really hard to keep going. This happened every day at Global Smile when some days seemed like I was never getting anything done and wasn't making any progress. I just had to remember the people that I was able to help indirectly with my work, and it was easy to keep going. This important thing that I learned about myself and how important passion is to me will definitely be used in any future job that I have. My experiences with Global Smile will help me in the future because they taught me that I can solve problems that are bigger than I am. Throughout the summer, I was tasked with raising $80,000 or even more for missions to help these kids in need. And while this problem seemed impossible to me at times, the more I worked and the more little things I did, the more I was able to help solve this problem and create change. I will probably have issues in school and at work, and if I just keep this keep working attitude, even towards the biggest of problems, I'll be able to succeed. If you're interested in having an internship that's more than just working at another job and being able to directly impact other people, the Ferrera Fellowship is for you. This fellowship gave me a chance to use my creativity and my excitement for change to impact projects that are helping real people. Granted, there are people that aren't here right now and I can't see them being helped, but looking at pictures and seeing their stories of how their lives are changed by Global Smile, it was amazing. The fellowship gives you a chance to do that at whether it's Global Smile or any other amazing nonprofit that we have in the area. It's important to know that during my time at this fellowship, I worked directly alongside the company's president and founder, Dr. Usama Hamdan, and the company's sole employee and program director, David Bendit. Together, the three of us would have meetings, talk about company issues that, while I might have not been directly working on, were important to me and important to the organization. I saw the ins and outs of the entire nonprofit and watched as David would make phone calls to Peru, helped him coordinate different aspects of the mission, from flights to planning luggage to packing the luggage, actually. I was there for the entire summer as they went through 2 different missions, and the whole process was just unbelievable about how great they worked together. In closing, I'd like to thank Professor Ferrera, the whole fellowship committee, and everyone I met at Global Smile, including Dr. Hamdan and David. This experience was so important to me, and I learned so much. I couldn't be more grateful for the skills that I gained and the creativity I was able to develop during this position.